Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to your Pueblo County Sports Experience. I'm Caleb McClure,
And I'm Devin Meyer.
and we're here with Andy.
Hey guys,
Hi, Andy. How are you doing today?
doing pretty good. How are you guys?
Doing pretty good. Kind of rough. It's kind of been a rough
It has
day.
been rough. We recorded this episode once, and we lost all the footage, so we're gonna have to record it again. So apologies if maybe we don't get all the same talking points in, and if it's not as good, but that's okay. So what we're doing today is we're gonna be going over the end of winter season review. And so we had quite a few sports this season. And so we're going to go over all of them, tell you how we did. And we're going to name an MVP and a most improved player for most, if not all, the sports. I would start out with basketball. Overall, we went 11-12. And in league play, we went 3-7, which put us in the 5th position in league play out of 6 teams. So kind of a rough season for our basketball boys. We've talked about this multiple episodes in a row. We just had problems being big in the paint, being strong in the paint. I know we talked about Andy had made a point that it would have been nice if Barrett would have got some more reps in behind Braxton, just someone to kind of look up to, someone to kind of learn the ropes from. And I think that would have been big. What do you guys have to say about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think being a big is more than just being tall. It's a lot of, small things, little things, knowing what to do in very specific situations. And, a person and a player like, young like Barrett and JJ, they just haven't had the time and experience to know what to do in those situations, especially against bigger bodies like that 168 dude against Pueblo West. So, it's unfortunate, but we should hopefully see some improvement next year going into their junior seasons. Hopefully they get some more work on or more work in as a big, and I guess we'll see.
Yeah. I know we named MVP player as Jonathan this season. He just really put up a good show this season. And so he was on top of most of the stat leaderboards. And I know that we named most improved player as Brock Roseman for his improvement on the defensive side, which was, he was a really standout defensive player this season. So, and I'm hopeful for next year's team. I mean, we are losing quite a few seniors, but we're looking at a pretty solid team of shooters. And as long as we could get that big locked in, I mean, I think we should have a pretd solid team.
Yeah, I mean, I said in the original recording of this episode, I think that a lineup of I'd be Lowry at the 1, Cole Barger at the 2. What was the lineup? I'm trying to think.
Probably Cohen
Glenn
at 3, JJ and
Barrett
Barrett
at the 4,
and the
then
4
JJ
and
at the
5.
5. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think it could be a good lineup.
Yeah, really young team. So I mean, we'll have another 2 years
Absolutely.
to really
figure it out.
I expect Cole Barger and Cohen Glenn to take a big step in leadership, saying that we'll have 4 seniors leaving, and those 4 seniors being some of our best players. Lowry Kirkland had a phenomenal sophomore year. That's not to go under the radar at all. He was an honorable mention for all SCL. Yeah, I expect him to take a huge jump next year. I mean, he already took a pretty big jump from his freshman year to his sophomore year. He was definitely a candidate for that most improved player. But yeah, I'm really excited for next year. And I do think this team has some places and some things that they could work on, but I definitely don't think that they're a bad team whatsoever.
Yeah, and we talked about it just being like a brand new coaching staff, completely new, which is something, very difficult to step into, and to take a really young team as a brand new coach. Our coaching staff is really young and new to the game. And so that's just kind of how it works. You have a rebuilding season with with all these new young players and this new young coaching staff. And so it'll work out. We'll work out all the flaws. And so,
Yeah, I mean, before the season, we were betting on losing almost all of our games. We were, for lack of a better term, dogging on them. Saying this probably wasn't going to be a good season. All things considered, I think it was a pretty solid transition year into a new coaching staff that's figuring things out. So, can't complain about that.
cannot complain. So we also had girls basketball go on this season. Girls basketball statistically did a lot better than our boys basketball did. They went an overall 17-7, and in league play they went 8-2, which put them in the second position of league play out of 6 teams in our league. And it's hard to say anything about girls basketball when we didn't watch as much. I know we have what's nice is we have lots of stats on the girls basketball side to go over and review. And just based off of that, I mean, at MVP, I would put Stupnik.
Both of them.
Both of them, as we decided.
As a clan.
Yeah, both Stupniks, I mean, just completely dominated the leaderboards. And everything, points per game, rebounds per game, assists per game, like just everything. They did really good this season. There's not much to say on that part. Most improved player. Do you remember what we said for that?
Riley Stupnik.
Did Riley?
Because she went, this is her sophomore year.
Oh, right. So she went from, okay. So most improved, we have most valuable player, we had Zoe Stupnik. And for most improved player, we had Riley Stupnik because she's very young.
Anyways, Riley Stupnik definitely stepped it up defensively this year. She did lead us in scoring and in rebounds, and I think, I don't see how it goes to anyone else other than Riley Stupnik. Zoe Stupnik also did very well, second in scoring for us, first in assists, and second in steals. Our team was just, I feel like our team was very good defensively. We had multiple people averaging almost 3 steals per game.
Tricking it up over here.
So, that's really exciting. Good job, girls basketball. As we move into another sport we had this season, which was wrestling. Stats are hard to put in for wrestling. We're not exactly tuned in on the wrestling world. I do know that we had a lot of state qualifiers, which we've covered before, but I can just reiterate that. Which we've covered before, but I can just I can go over them again. At 113, we had Brogan Bartholomew. At 120, we had Wyatt Ferris. At 126, we had Logan Rogue. At 132, we had Thomas Velasquez. At 138, we had Adrian Gomez. At 144, we had Christopher Vasquez. At 150, we had Tony Macaluso, which should be noted that he placed 4th at state this year. At 157, we had Vincent Sanchez Vasquez. At 175, we had Marcus Lucero. And at 285, we had Jack Stanger. So lots of state qualifiers. We did only have Tony place 4th. So, I mean, I think we would have to put him at MVP, obviously, for that state placement. And Tony Mack has just been, he's just been a good wrestler his entire high school career, going to state all 4 years. I know he has placed higher in years before, but obviously 4th in the state is nothing to
scoff at.
Yeah, nothing to scoff at. I mean, obviously that's really good still. So we're proud of you, Tony Mack. Do you guys have anything else to say about wrestling?
I don't know anything about wrestling.
No, good job, Tony.
Yeah. I think we have only 3 seniors in that list.
Thomas or Christopher Vasquez, Tony, Jack Stanger. Yeah.
There's only 3 out of that entire list. There's only 3 seniors on that list. So obviously next year we're looking at some possibly, we're still looking at a lot of state qualifiers, including people that are coming up. So that'll be exciting. Another sport we had this season was hockey. Overall, the hockey team went 6-10, and in league play they went 5-5, which put us in the third position out of 5 teams. Again, this is another one that's kind of hard to debate on an MVP or an MIP. Like, we didn't watch a lot of these games. We streamed some of them. The problem is that they were
blowouts.
Yeah, and they were played.
They weren't close.
They were played, not at the school,
Right.
not anywhere. You know, they were played at the ice arena. So
And no stats.
and no stats get put up. I know that. I know that we did pretty good. I mean, 5-5 could be better, could be worse.
Right.
We're kind of middle of the road there, which, but I do know that there's not a lot of seniors on that team. It's a pretty young team as
Only
well.
3
so,
seniors.
yeah. So I
think
mean,
the thing that stands out to me is that we are 1-5 against non-league teams. We're 1-5. So like the second we got out of our league, things fell apart.
yeah, that's definitely some standout. I mean, yeah, it's hard to put an MVP on that. I guess for personal reasons, I would put Caden Dorwart as MVP. He could be the worst player on the team. I just don't even know. So good job, Caden Dorwart. You've won MVP for hockey.
Good job, Caden.
Woo!
We also had swim go on this winter season. Girls swim. Overall, they went 6-6 in meets, and in league play they went 5-2, which put them in the third position of 6 teams in the league. Again, one there's not a lot of stats to see there. I know we did have quite a few state qualifiers. A lot of them were seniors, but obviously they did good. What did Andy say? 10th year of.
Yeah, I think we've won SCL for swimming 10 years in a row. So
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure East is stopping their swimming team soon. So
Are they?
I
Fire.
heard someone's stopping their swimming team, whether it's East or South or someone's not swimming no more.
I see. So good job, swim girls. Keep on swimming. So I mean, I guess what we have next is our spring sports to look forward to. The big one for me personally is baseball. It's time to break out the sunflower seeds, break out the stinger wraps, break out those late night ball games. I just can't wait for it, dude. Watching baseball is very fun for me. It's one of the most exciting sports for me to watch, and I'm just excited for that. And on top of that, I know we have quite a few, at least 3 streams planned for some of our Saturday home games.
When is our first stream?
Our first baseball stream is on the 13th.
Gotcha.
April 13th. So that'll be our first baseball stream. I think it'll be all 3 of us commentating.
Yep.
So
that's
that'll be
the
fun.
big surprise. All 3 of us.
I think we should have 3 commentators for that, which should be fun. I just love baseball. Andy's got the knowledge, and Devin's just there. So that's pretty exciting.
I just like sports in general.
Devin's just
I like
there.
all sports. I will commentate any sport.
So speaking of that, and we can talk about this more. We do have quite a few streams like coming up as well. We have girls soccer, which is another spring sport that's starting. We'll be having that stream on the 2nd, April 2nd. That will start at around 4:00, and that'll be a good stream to look out for. Another soccer stream on the 16th. 2 baseball streams on the 20th and the 25th. And then there'll be more baseball streams throughout the season. But so yeah, like we said, baseball to look out for. We have girls soccer to look out for. Track is starting up as well, so we'll be going
Inside
over.
man for track.
And we do have an inside man on the throwing squad.
JV
JV
legend.
Warrior. What else do we have?
Esports, I think. If we count that as a sport.
Esports.
We also have esports happening this spring season.
We should do an esports stream.
All right.
Speaking of, we did have game day yesterday, and of course we ended up winning that game, easy dub. And so are we missing any sports? I feel like we definitely are.
Probably, but that's for the spring season to talk
Is boys
about.
swimming?
Boys swimming.
Boys swimming as well. So yeah, I mean, we have all those to look forward to, and we'll be going over those weekly and keeping you guys updated.
Yeah, really expect us to post more podcasts this spring season. Not going to be as inconsistent as winter. I look forward to it.
I look forward to it as well. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in today to your Pueblo County Sports Experience. We appreciate you listening. Drop us a sub, drop us a like, rate us on Spotify, and
Leave some Devin hate comments.
Leave some Devin hate comments. And yeah, thank you guys for listening. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day.